Hello, this is Tara, and we're going to take a look at episode number 8 of my Blizzard World project. You'll see here that we're going to come in and there's a bunch of buildings already built, and you can see a little bit of a castle in the background. Somehow, somewhere, I guess I completely forgot to record for a few days. I thought I had recorded them, but I cannot find any of the video for building the water coaster that you could see in the background there, or up to this point. So here we are. This is what we're looking at. What I have done now is, if you remember, we did a Shara spin, and I'm still not thrilled with that. That'll probably change. But I'm building buildings that are kind of like the buildings in Kul Tiras. Now, looking at this now, and this is probably 4 months ago or so, I can tell a lot of different things I do differently. I've gotten a lot better, but I'm going to leave this the way it is. I think it looks beautiful. It gets across the point I want, and it's just part of the project. We knew we were going to learn a lot of things, or I was going to learn a lot of things, and we were going to see my buildings and abilities grow, and that's what we're doing. We're seeing how I built differently, and now I'm building better and cleaner, and things are nicer, and etc., etc. So that's what we're looking at here. I'm kind of cleaning this up, trying to make them look as nice as possible. You saw me remove some pieces that were obviously hidden underground or were inappropriate, like some windows, and here I am just putting up a nice border to get an overall look and feel for it. This area is kind of a piratey theme, but it's also an area where the little bit more upper class people live, not quite, like high end Stormwind people, but there's also a certain legality to it, and there's a certain amount of link to what Stormwind itself looks like, which is more castles and beauty. So that's kind of what I'm trying to mimic here, and I'm real happy with it. I think these turned out pretty neat. I like the way they look. Like I said, maybe if I were to start them again today, and I briefly considered just redoing all of it, but then I thought, nah, I think we'll keep it, and it just shows the growth, and this part of the park will look different, and as I go farther along. Also in this area, we're going to have several rides, well, at least 3 rides. You saw a little bit of a glimpse of the water coaster, and I know that I do put a lot of videos together farther as I start doing the queue line of the water coaster and everything. But the other thing I'm going to put is a log flume, and those are going to kind of work in and out and around each other, as well as a cruise ride that goes around the entirety of this lake. Now, this lake ultimately keeps getting bigger, and we'll see that later, but right now all I have made is the water ride, and that will be edited quite a bit as well. So I liked using these individual pieces for this, to make the docks and to make things look a little more piratey, and yet I liked the concept of making a little cleaner lines than a typical piratey area. So that's what we're looking at here, and I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. It's probably this turquoise is a little bright for the area, and I think I changed that at some point. And there's kind of three tiers of housing in this area. There's the houses I'm working on now, which are kind of a middle class, working, like physicians and stuff like that. The castle areas are going to be more where, they'd be where the royalty live, the truly rich and royal people live, and that's the other area, which you can see in the background. And then on the hill, you have some significantly poorer, probably the slaves and the housekeepers of the areas that keep track, have to be near, but are kept, kind of a little bit away from the people. And those, you'll see those shacks go up, in the background here as these go on. So like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. I tried to make it look unique and make something different, and for using basic shapes and just borders and stuff, I think they turned out real nice. And I try to look at everything. You'll see that I'm underwater. Would anybody really see that? Probably not, but I know, and that's really what's important. I know. So here's one of those shacks that I was talking about. I'm kind of building that up, or at least laying out where they will go. I jump around a lot. I realize that. I have a lot of half-done projects all over the map, and this is just how I build. What I'm doing here is I'm going ahead and I wanted a little height on these, and I wanted it to look a little different, so I went ahead and I'm building a bell tower type thing right there in the middle. But I went ahead and realized that we probably need lighting, and so I'm using the hanging lantern lights, which I really love. Doing a little landscaping, kind of filling in, and it does seem like even watching these videos, I jump from thing to thing a lot. Just the way I am. I don't know why I do it that way, but it's what I do. I have 1 minute I'm working on one thing, the next I'm working on something else. I guess I see something and I think, oh well, what's that going to look like if this is done around it or near it? That's how I end up jumping around. So here I'm trying to find the right. Like I said, this is kind of a bell tower. It's not really a bell tower, but it's bell towery. And I'm trying to make the right decision here and make something that looks good. And I left this in the video because it gives you the opportunity to kind of see my thought process, how I pick things, how I make the decisions, what I decide on, and how many things I test to ultimately get something that I'm happy with. And so that's where this is, and that's what we're looking at here. And trying to make it look, I guess, like I have in my mind, my mind's eye. I want it to look like that. I'm not sure why I'm so hooked on the concept of putting those the shield over it, but that's what I decided I wanted, and so that's what I made. And again, using some basic shapes, that's what we ended up with, and I'm happy with it. It's a different looking little house. Just watching this, I can see things that I'm doing. I don't know why I'm not, grouping and duplicating and things like that as much as I could be. But I do that a lot more now, and it makes a lot of, building things a lot easier. Duplicating one, I don't know why I didn't just duplicate them both, but it is what it is, and you learn as you go along, and I'm happy with it. So I'm trying to make all four sides look alike, and then I still will need to obviously put on the roof and finish this up. And like I said, it's the theme in this particular area is of a watery theme, like a Val'sharah or an underwater-ish area, Kil'Taras, and those kinds of things. And that's where this is all coming from. Here you'll see that I make a roof, which looks cool, but I don't think is appropriate for this building at all. But you'll see here that I make it, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting looking. And it is kind of interesting looking, but some things just don't work out. You look at them a little bit, and you're just like, oh no, that's not no. And so that's kind of where we're at here. You look at things and you're thinking, well, that's just not going to work. And this is what I ended up with. A little bit of these shacks that you can find. It brings that pirate theme in a little more. And I can clean it up so that you're not showing as much of the sticking out edges. And I'm happy with it. I think it turned out really nice. So, and then I put more, wood items just to bring it together more, to kind of stick with the theme. It's not supposed to be this super cleanness of like a modern home or anything. So this is what we made, and I'm happy with it. I think it looks good. I try to make sure that things aren't floating and aren't unrealistic. That they're actually, something you might see at the very least at an amusement park, if not in real life or day-to-day life. So, the park is growing, and I have a lot more videos I need to make. I'll try to get some more out faster, and you'll see here I'm trying to finish up the shack. Now that I did that roof, I'm trying to duplicate the way the roof looks on that, but not too much success. So I think about a different kind of roof, and these are the ones I end up using. This is what I do for a roof. I'm happy with this as well. So these are just, not, these are nicer homes than, just a cardboard box, but they're not the top of the line homes. And so it's like just a little hut house on the back of the mountains. And like I said, you'll see a slightly lesser class of person living here, but not bad. I appreciate everybody taking a look at my work, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Subscribe,